Welcome to Plastic Surgery Specialists. I'm Dr. Stanley Poulos on behalf of myself and my partner, Dr. Ingvar Vistendal. We're happy to talk with you today. You're probably a little bit nervous about the consultation. I'm so nervous I couldn't even come in the room, and that's why you're watching this video. No, seriously, we'll be in a moment to examine you, and I hope you have a few minutes here just to digest some useful information that everybody should consider before you get down to the specifics of how breast augmentation is going to work for you. You're here to discuss enhancing the shape of your breasts. And what most people are about doing at this point in time is putting things on a balance scale and saying, here's what I would like to get out of this operation, Dr. Poulos, and you want to be sure that you and I are on the same page. So you're going to tell me what your interests are, what your goals are in assessing this surgery, and I'm going to tell you what I think is the best way to go about achieving that. We're going to talk about how we'll individualize the operation for how it works best for you. But to make that decision, when you look at the balance scale, you're going to talk about, be sure we're on the same page of what we're going to do. And then over here we're going to say, here are my trade-offs for this surgery. Here's how long it's going to take me to recover. Here's how much the surgery is going to cost. And then here are the medical or surgical trade-offs for this operation. And that's an important thing to consider, because you've got to know what the risks are, what the rewards are to make an appropriate informed decision. When we're talking about breast augmentation, what we would like to do is enhance your existing breast shape and do that in a way that maintains all the natural functions of the breast. That the breast still looks normal, it feels natural when you touch it, that you have normal sensation, that you have the ability to breastfeed if you have another pregnancy, and most important, that you have surveillance against breast cancer. When you get to be 40 or so and you start to get mammograms every year, you can get useful information from those mammograms, and that most importantly, you know how to examine your own breasts to be sure if there's a change that you're going to get to a professional to assess what that means. So we're going to be assessing each of those things individually in you, but the significant things that apply to this operation are the same across the board. With every operation that we do, there's one thing that's the major focus of that particular operation. If we're talking about a liposuction surgery, we're talking about what's your skin going to look like after we remove fat from the body. If we're talking about a tummy tuck, we're talking about where's the scar going to be from that tummy tuck, how visible it's going to be, what's the location of the scar. In discussing breast augmentation surgery, we're talking about how is your body going to react to having what your body sees as a foreign material placed inside your body. And the body's normal response to that is to always wall that off. Let's make a fibrous tissue, encapsulate the breast implant, and wall it off from the circulation. Well, normally that doesn't create a problem. The breast stays soft. You can't tell that that fibrous tissue is there unless something happens that causes that normal body response to be exacerbated, and suddenly the capsular tissue around the implant becomes thicker, or it shrinks and causes the implant to contract. And that's where you get the breasts that everybody's seen somewhere on an actress or a model, and you say, those aren't natural breasts because it looks hard, it looks stuck on. And so what everybody wants to know is, what's the chance of that happening to me? So I can't tell you based on your ethnicity or your skin color or anything else what your exact chances are as an individual. I can only tell you based on statistics of my many years of experience in doing this operation and on the combined experience of the plastic surgery community, what they are. And in general, probably 90% of people that have breast augmentation surgery don't have any difficulty with firmness of the breast. The breast stays soft and natural. So you say, well, that's 10%. Out of that 10% that has some firmness, probably only half is it significant enough that a person would consider doing something to improve it. What can be done to improve it? We can go in, make an incision, take the implant out, remove the scar tissue, wash things out with antibiotics, replace an implant, and then that's going to cure any problem of excess firmness in approximately 70 or 75% of cases. So when you do the math on that, you find out that there's still a few people out of every 100 that we do, they're going to have a little bit more firmness than we'd like. The flip side of that is you probably have a 95 to 97% possibility or probability of having a soft and natural breast. But if you're a person that said, Dr. P, if you can't guarantee me that when I have this operation, I'm going to have a perfectly natural looking and feeling breast, I can't guarantee you that. I can tell you the odds are 95% plus in your favor. And that's the important thing to keep in mind. Obviously, there are other things that you're going to learn about as you look at the paperwork that we're going to give you today that could happen. You know, you could get an infection, you could get some loss of sensation, you could be run over by an ambulance on the way to the consultation today, but that's not what you're going to make your decision on. You're going to base your decision on the important things, then you're going to look at everything that could happen, and then you want to assess what the operation is going to do for you, both physically and then how it affects your lifestyle. So the important thing is for you to jot down any questions that you have. I hope you've been to our website. If you haven't, after the consultation, I hope you'll go there, because we have in-depth discussion of how the operation is done, what all the potential trade-offs are for the surgery, and those are important things for you to review. Today is all about you, and we want to take the time for you to be able to ask any questions that you have. We're going to examine you and talk about what are the major things for your particular anatomy that we're going to focus on to optimize your particular result. So I hope that gives you an idea of what's going to go on today and the particular things that you'll want to focus on. We're going to talk about where the incisions would best be suited for your breast, what placement above the muscle, below the muscle, and then importantly, what type of implant, what size of implant. Everybody comes in and you don't know what a 300cc implant is going to do for your breast. Is that going to be a B cup or a C cup? So we're going to try to help you translate that into something that you can focus on, and we're going to be continuing this dialogue from right now right up until the time of your surgery. So hopefully I'll be in any moment to sit down and begin the discussion with you, and I want you to be open and to talk about any concerns that you have. It's really my pleasure to be here with you today, and again, on behalf of our entire practice, thank you for coming and taking this first step towards making a real change for yourself. Thank you very much.